Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Melissa Coleman, and I'm here co-hosting with Nikki Galloway, and we are super excited to just kind of explain what this whole coaching business is all about. I know you kind of see us on Facebook or on Instagram, social media, and you might be wondering if you can do this too and how it can fit into your lifestyle. So I'm just super excited to highlight Nikki here. We actually have never even met in real life, which is kind of cool. We actually met through a mutual, she was my neighbor and told me that, oh, my friend Nikki has done P90X. I think she'd really like to do the coaching thing. And that is one of my favorite things about this business is how you kind of connect with people. And so even though I've never met Nikki, she's one of the reasons I will always continue to coach, just because of the awesome people that you get to meet and you get to see what it's done in her life. And so today she's just going to share how Beachbody, how she came into the business, how it's changed her life, and then we're going to explain how you can do it too. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. We have a little presentation put together. Let me see. Nikki, can you see that okay?
I can see it.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, so here we go. This is me and Nikki. Obviously, you just saw us. And I'm just going to explain a little bit, spend 5 seconds on this slide about who I am. I'm the founder of Team Strong Inside and Out. I've been coaching for about 3 years now. I'm a wife and a mom of 2. I have a 2-year-old son and a 5-year-old daughter, and I started when my daughter was 2 years old. So if any of you have little rugrats running around, this business is possible to do with them. It's just called the nap time hustle. You kind of just wake up early or do it, check your messages and all that kind of jazz during nap time. So anyways, just letting you know it is possible with kids, and it has actually made me a better wife, a better mom, a better Christ follower and friend. So I owe a lot of my just personal development to Beachbody and this opportunity. So it's not all just about working out. It really is a life-changing experience. And kind of my brand or things I'm super passionate about are natural childbirth. That's just something I was really into, water births, and so I kind of connect with a lot of women over that. And then also I'm obsessed with coffee and red wine. I wake up with coffee, I go to bed with red wine, not every night, but those are my faves. So, and I should add Shakeology in there too. So it's coffee, Shakeology, red wine. And then I love empowering other people. And like I said, just seeing what this job has done for Nikki and her life and all the other coaches on our team, that's what fuels my fire and helps me to keep going. Through this Beachbody business, I have been able to create a life by design, and I think that was my ultimate goal. I got started with this business literally because me and my husband were doing the Dave Ramsey the financial piece thing. And I just realized, I wanted to go to Target without having to talk to him about what the bill broke down to. And we just need to pay off some car bills. So I did kind of start off with this financially wanting to bring home an income for my family, but it turned into so much more than that. And like I said, that's kind of why I named the team Inside and Out, because it just transformed my entire life. So anyways, that is enough about me. I am going to turn it over to Nikki Galloway. I just want to give her one more shout out and just say, how awesome it is to be a part, have her a part of this team. I've really seen her flourish as a coach. And I think we've really gotten to know each other, even though we haven't met each other in real life. And I just think she is the epitome of an awesome coach, and she has a different spin on this. And I'm just going to let her go into the details of who she is. And so Nikki, you can take it away here.
Hi guys, I'm Nikki Galloway. I am 34 years old. I'm a dancer. I'm a dance teacher. I'm a fitness instructor. I have 2 adorable little pugs, and I have the most awesome husband in the whole wide world. I've got my hands in so many things right now. I'm a full-time dance teacher, so I do that every day. I go into the studio and I work 7 to hours a day. And then I'm also the director of the dance line here in our hometown. And that takes several hours out of my day as well. And then there's football games and all of that. I'm also a part-time fitness instructor, which Beachbody kind of opened the door for that. And I'll get into that a little bit later. And then I'm also a part-time Beachbody coach. And I say part-time because I am all of those things, and all of those things require me to be at home and to do work at home. I have to divide my time out evenly. And so I would love to be a full-time Beachbody coach, but as of right now in my life, it's part-time, and it's working for me, absolutely working for me. And I love it. So I think that's just the shortened version of who I am.
Well, I like the short version, Nikki, and I'm excited to hear the long version.
Well, then I will get into that on the next clip. Are we ready?
Yep. Okay. You can do this one.
Okay, cool. So those of you that are on the call live, I want you to stop right now and message the person who invited you, because we are giving away a free Fixate cookbook. We're going to draw tomorrow, Friday, and we'll announce it. So this cookbook is incredible. It goes with the 21-day fix, and it has some really great recipes. So I'm just going to kind of tell you about it while you're messaging your coach. It has everything broken down into your containers, and it has everything from soups to salads to dressings to, it's got it all. This is a really cool giveaway. Melissa, wouldn't you say?
Yes, awesome. I use it all the time. It was sitting up in my house the other day, and Ron goes, "Why haven't we ever made that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, you make it," but it has really good recipes in there.
Yes.
Here we go. Go to the next one.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go in a little bit more detail about who I am, who I was, and what this opportunity has done for me and what it is continuing to do for me. So as I said before, I balance a lot of things. I have 4 jobs: dance teacher, high school dance line director, fitness instructor, Beachbody coach. I became a dance teacher my senior year of high school. So I danced all through school from the time I was 3 years old till now. And when I was a senior, my dance instructor asked me if I wanted to teach a class. So I taught my first class, and I haven't looked back. I mean, I've just kept going, and I love that it's who I am, and it's who I'll always be. I'll always teach some sort of dance. I was given the opportunity to take over the dance line at the high school, which was really cool for me because it was something that I always wanted to do secretly in my mind. I was on the dance team in high school, so to be the director of it was really cool. After I became a coach, I was introduced to a lot of cool programs, and my friend Melissa, who is also the girl who introduced Melissa and I, they're both named Melissa, she was a aerobics teacher, and she's like, you really should do this. And then my coach, Melissa, had mentioned several times, you should really get certified in this. Well, when Size came out, I was in love, and I thought, this is the perfect time for me to get out of my comfort zone and do something different. So I went to Houston, and I got certified to teach Size. In September, I started teaching Size, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun. If you've never taken a live Beachbody class, I would definitely recommend it if you like the social workouts. I'm also a part-time Beachbody coach, and I work about an hour a day. That's about an average. Sometimes I get to work more than an hour a day because my jobs are seasonal. My dance line and director job is just for football season. So, I don't do all these jobs at one time. That would be crazy. So I'm able to balance it out, and it's taken me a while. It's taken me a while to be able to figure out how to balance it out. But once I got the balancing act going on, then it's been pretty easy for me. A little bit about my personal life, about my husband. I said he was the best husband in the world, and I'm not lying. Like, he is so supportive of everything that I do. We've been married for 9 years. We met when we were extremely young. Funny story. His dad and my dad were in a band together. And so he would come over to my house. We were like 7 or 8. And so we've known each other forever. Little fun fact, we ran off to Vegas to get married. We're both only children, and we are actually wanting to start a family in the fall. So that's coming up, and I'm about to be even more busy. So a little bit about who I was before Beachbody. I had social anxiety, almost to the point, well, not almost, but to the point where it was hard for me to go grocery shopping without having some sort of panic attack. I deal with kids all day, and I feel like with kids, I'm able to really connect with them. But when it comes to adults, that's where I always fell short. So when I became a Beachbody coach, it really pushed me out of my comfort zone again, to where I was having to communicate with adults. That's also why I went and was certified for Size Live, was so that I could teach adults, and I could practice my interaction with adults and get over the social anxiety. And so that's what I've been working on through this, and it's really helped me deal with that. I've suffered with depression since I was in high school. And those times are tough. When you are depressed, you don't feel like doing anything. So when you're super busy like I am and have all these jobs, and you go through depression, it's hard to get anything done. And I also suffer from low self-esteem, which I'm sure played a part from the depression. I grew up with, my dad left when I was 9. And so in your mind, you're always thinking about, like, why did he leave? Was it because of me? So I think that kind of played a part in my depression and my low self-esteem. But I have overcome so much of that, and I'm still a work in progress. Like my little picture says on the right, I love that, because that's how I feel like I am. And I feel like I'm always going to be a work in progress. I'm always going to be working on myself. And when I became a Beachbody coach, one of the the 3 vital behaviors is personal development. And I needed that. I needed that to be part of my life. And it is. If I'm not reading a book, I'm listening to a book. And personal development has really helped me get over my depression and get over my low self-esteem and even my social anxiety. So, okay, we can go to the next clip so we can see.
Well, thank you, Nikki. I'm going to stop you right there and just talk for a second. But I do call Nikki my personal development queen, because she is always, anytime I'm like, okay, what book are you reading? She always has something to say that she's reading. She's run groups that are just specifically for personal development, because it does play such a vital role in our job. And I think before she even became a coach, I remember she was reading Tony Horton's book, which is the P90X guy. I forget what his book was called, but it is such a huge part of this job. And I think that, like she said, it helped her overcome her social anxiety and depression and low self-esteem. And I love, love, love that she takes those messes, and turns them into a message. And she's able to help the old version of herself with, she can connect with women that have been there before. And, I feel like actually this job is really good for people with social anxiety. I don't have like a severe one, but I'm kind of awkward if you meet me in person, which is why I love hiding behind the computer sometimes, because you can just like type something up and it backspace if you mess it up, but you still have that adult interaction. So I don't know if you feel the same way about that, Nikki, but it's kind of nice to still get that interaction, but not have to be like physically present with them all the time. But you also do the Size Live, which is amazing. She's one of my only coaches that actually teaches, a Beachbody program in the live thing. And, I got certified in something and I never did anything with it. So I just give her such kudos for knowing her brand. She knows she's a dancer, true to who she is. And then she just goes out there I think it's every Wednesday night. So you probably had a class yesterday. And you rock it out. And so I'm just so proud of you for turning your mess into a message.
Thanks.
There you go. What you like now?
All right. And now, if you can see, those are like my Size Live classes down at the bottom. And getting them out of their shell is a lot of fun. If you notice, the picture on the right, everybody has their hair in a ponytail, except for the girl on the back. But then on the picture on the left, I had people take their hair down and just let loose. And so watching them come out of their comfort zones is such an awesome thing, because I know how it feels. Yeah. So, and now I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Like Melissa was saying, being a Beachbody coach, you get to be behind the computer. So you don't have a whole lot of like face-to-face time, person-to-person time. But with the Size Live class, you do have that. And I had to work my way up to that for sure. I mean, the Beachbody definitely gave me a lot of practice. I'm now socializing with adults. I've always had friends, but, I never like go out and do anything. My husband and I stay at home. We're homebodies. I'm an introvert, but I'm an outgoing introvert. So I like to socialize, but I just don't do it very often. Now I'm conquering my depression. I can feel it coming when I have bouts of it, and I can pretty much talk myself down out of it now. I'm finally realizing what I'm worth. I used to not think I was worth anything. I'm like, well, I'm just a dance teacher. I still live in my hometown. I'm never going to amount to anything. But, honestly, I love my job as a dance teacher. Now I say I am a dance teacher, not just a dance teacher. And Beachbody's helped me with that. And I feel like, with the Beachbody, being a Beachbody coach, there's a ladder to climb, and there's always a step up. There's always a next goal. So that's one thing that I really love about it that I don't get from being a dance instructor, because that's it. Like, there's no like management position or anything like that. And with this, you are constantly building up, and you get bonuses, and you get things that, Melissa, my coach, she gives like awesome incentives, and it's just a great goal to work. You're always having a goal, and that's the thing. It keeps you working. I'm going out with my friends. I'm meeting new friends. Used to, if somebody would invite me somewhere, I would say, no, I'm just too busy, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm actually making time to hang out with people, and I'm getting out there, and it feels great. It feels great. I'm creating my brand, and I am building my tribe. And Melissa made us a shirt last year that said, your vibe attracts your tribe. And I never had a tribe before, because that was my vibe. I was a loner vibe, and I gave that out. And now I feel like I'm gaining a tribe, because my vibe is much more social than it has ever been. And I do definitely give Beachbody coaching the credit for that, because it really has forced me to be a better person and to grow. I felt stagnant for so long, and now I feel like I'm actually growing, not just climbing the ladder, but growing here in the inside. I'm growing as a person, and it's just an amazing feeling. And anybody can do this job. I mean, I am constantly running from one place to the other, and I get up an hour early. I get my power hour in, and that's it. That's all I have time for during the day usually. But guess what? Whenever I don't have time to do something, like here lately, there's been a period where I've been so busy that I haven't had any time. But guess what? I'm still making money because I have built some residual income from my Shakeology drinkers. So that's what's great about this business is, even if you have to take a break there, as long as you work that business, you're going to get that residual income. So, but this business will change you, and it will change you for the better. So next slide, please, Melissa.
I love that, Nikki. We will go into what exactly this whole coaching thing is about now that you've heard both of our stories. And hopefully you're thinking, okay, if this stay-at-home mom and this dance instructor who didn't even want to talk to people and had all these issues can make this work and love doing it, how can I do it too? And we hope that, our stories are an inspiration to you. And hopefully, you've probably been following Nikki or myself or, anybody who invited you to this call. We just hope that you see that anybody can do this. Not everybody wants to do it, but anybody can. And Nikki is a great example of somebody who's super busy but still makes time for it. Like she said, that power hour. She wakes up early and does it. And, she calls herself a part-time coach because that's what she has time for. And, eventually I know it will turn into a full-time thing, even if she's still, dance instructing and stuff like that. Like she said, she always will be. But this job can be anything you want it to be. And I just love that she, it makes time for it because she wants to. Okay, so I'm going to go into what this whole coaching thing is. We'll get into the income stuff and how you do it on the next couple slides. But first, I just want to kind of squash a couple theories that people think about network marketing, okay? Because there are a lot of network marketings out there, and I want to tell you why Beachbody is different. And hopefully you can see that just by knowing Nikki or myself or by knowing the person that invited you to this, you know that there's something different about this because we are so passionate about it, okay? We don't just sell you a product. We hook you up with something that's going to get you results, okay? And then we also help you through that process. So you don't just buy something from us and then never hear from us again, unless that's what you want, but we will help you get the results that you want, which is just really cool. So we're not about just a quick sale and then forget about you on to the next. We become friends, and that's what it's all about. And I think that because we are a relationship business, it makes us so much different. But there's also a bunch of other things. So let's go into that. So we do not hound our friends and family. For me personally, that was who I wanted to stay away from first. I wanted to reach new people. And then naturally, my friends and family wanted to know what I was doing, and they wanted to be a part of it because it was cool. I was running challenge groups, and I had people, losing weight and feeling better and all that kind of stuff. So naturally, they wanted to do it. But, we don't just go after our warm market, if that's what you want to call it. We really do try to expand our network and meet new people. And Nikki's a great example of that. I didn't know her. We met through mutual people. You do not need to be in great shape. I always like to say that this is kind of like The Biggest Loser. If you were to watch the last episode of The Biggest Loser, you would think, wow, that's awesome that she lost that much weight. But you don't have that emotional connection as if you were to watch the entire series of the show, right? So if you were to see, The Biggest Loser from episode 1 to 20 or however many episodes there are, you would know the struggles that person went through. You would know their background, their emotional stuff, and you would probably cry when you see that final episode of them losing all that weight. And that's kind of what we do as coaches. We bring people on our journey. And so when people tell me, oh, I don't have a six-pack, or I'm not in great shape, or let me lose 30 pounds and then I'll consider coaching people. When we say we're a coach, I said this today in a challenge group, guys, I am not your trainer. I am your motivator. I'm your encourager. I am your cheerleader. And that's what you do. So you don't need to be certified in anything. You don't have to have a nutrition background or anything like that. You just have to be the cheerleader and believe in people when they don't believe in themselves. So if you're sitting there and you think, well, I still have 20 pounds to lose, I hope that squashes your theory, because you'll be at even more of an advantage if people can see that process along the way. You don't have to be perfect, we don't work out every single day. I like to, and to be honest, guys, I love pizza. I love donuts. I love wine like I talk about, and we post about that. We're real human people, okay? So just because you sign up to be a coach doesn't mean you have to work out every single day of your life, but it will help you keep you on track with your fitness goals, especially, excuse me, if you're hosting challenge groups and stuff like that, or fitness groups, whatever you want to call them. We're not salespeople. I didn't go to school to be a salesperson, and I think that that's a good thing. That's probably the number one fear that I get from people, besides, I don't have enough time for this, is I don't want to be a salesperson. Well, I don't want you to be a salesperson either. And I know Nikki doesn't either. Like, we really share our story, and people are naturally attracted to what you're doing because you're putting off that positive vibe. So let's see. Also, you don't need to know it all. I kind of went over that. We don't have to pretend to be overnight fitness gurus. You don't need to be able to do a certain number of push-ups or anything like that. It's all about sharing your journey. And it's not just the fitness journey. Like, Nikki has said, she's shared a lot about how she's overcome depression or low self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. And that's the journey. It's like the journey of life. And those are the people that she's going to attract. Same thing with here. I attract moms that kind of wanted to have a social outlet, or people that wanted to pay off their car and needed some way that they could stay home with their kids and still make an income and not have to put them in childcare or something like that. So, whatever you think that your mess is, or whatever, that is, you can turn that into a positive thing. This business does not take a million hours, which I think is pretty cool. That, Nikki said she has a power hour, and that's kind of what we talk about. And you know what? When I started this business, I had a 2-year-old, then I went through a pregnancy, I moved. My hour, I rarely had an hour just sitting down, okay? Like, all to myself. Those hours were broken up into 15, 20-minute increments sometimes. So it's really just about showing up every day is really what it's about. And the thing I love is that we don't have any quotas. Okay, so if nobody's, if Nikki doesn't sell a certain amount of, programs or shakes or something, I'm not going to come hound her about, like, anyways, we don't have quotas, which is the awesome thing. She's never going to get fired because she doesn't sell something. If she has a bad month, or a month where she's not able to be fully present, she's super busy with her other stuff, that's fine. I know she'll be back. She's a Beachbody lifer, all that kind of stuff. So just not having quotas is really awesome. But we do have goals. Like she said, we are very goal driven. So I don't want that to sound like we aren't working towards anything, but it's something that's nice to know that you're not going to get fired if you don't sell a certain amount of something. Things that we do over on the left-hand side, we do share our journey. We do use the products. That doesn't mean that you can't also sign up for a marathon or do CrossFit. We have people that do all kinds of other stuff, but we do, use Shakeology. We use the Energize and Recover, and we have so much to offer for everybody. So it doesn't mean you have to use all of them, but you obviously, if you're going to be promoting something, you have to be using it. We help people. That's literally what we do. We help people reach their goals. We motivate and we encourage. We're their cheerleaders. And a big part of what we do is host online fitness groups. I would say that that's the majority, or in Nikki's case, she does the size groups, the live size groups, but a lot of coaches host online groups, which is really cool. You set up a Facebook event, a Facebook group, and then you're all posting in there every day about your workouts. And it's just a private setting, and it's a really good place to just build that social interaction and motivate each other to all finish that program. And that's where the best results come from, your own included and the people that you plug in there. So when someone orders a challenge pack from you, or orders a fitness program or a Shakeology or something like that, the next step is to put them in a group. And if you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I am not ready to host my own group, like that's a lot of pressure. Well, then you co-host one with Nikki or something like that. You ask somebody, you ask another teammate, hey, I have one person, do you have a group coming up? So that's pretty cool. We all work together on those team groups. We have team calls. So once you sign up, you're not just like, okay, figure it out. We actually train you and we help you. It's just like any other job. There is a process to it. There's a learning curve. You have to learn. But the cool thing is that you get to earn while you learn. And like Nikki said, we set tons of goals and we make lots of friends. So let me see what the next slide is here. Do you have anything to add to that, Nikki?
Nope, you covered it.
Okay, sorry. I know I babbled there. Oh, this is your slide.
Okay, so there's so many products, programs that Beachbody offers. The workout programs are incredible. I started off with P90X, and I remember I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm in the best shape of my life. And I was. That is the best shape I've ever been in, ever. And then you get hooked. So after that, I think I did P90X3. But I signed up as a coach with the PIO. And the PIO is incredible because it's got a little yoga, a little Pilates. The thing is we offer everything. I mean, from yoga to Pilates, you've got weight training, which is your P90X and your Turbo Fire and your hammer and chisel. You also have like high intensity interval training, which is Insanity Max 30. There's 30-minute work. There's even a 10-minute workout. I mean, we've got literally anything you want. We've got something for you. Okay. We offer something called Shakeology, which is going to be your nutrition. That's going to be where you're going to get your vitamins in. That's where you're going to get, it helps you with your cravings. It is just an amazing product. We also offer a cleanse, a 3-day cleanse, a 3-day refresh, which I've done, and it is incredible. It's super easy. You actually get to eat on it, and you're not sitting in the bathroom for 3 days, which is really good. We just have something for everybody. We're broad. We just have a broad range of workouts. Yeah. We also have the Energize and the Recover, which is for if you're doing something like hammer and chisel or P90X. It's a really good performance line that we have, which is amazing. I have that as well, and I love it.
Yes, I'm obsessed with the Energize and the Recover. The Energize, I call it my mom crack.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
It helps me get through the day. The other thing I wanted to mention about all of these awesome programs, and that's kind of your job as a coach too. If you decide to join our team and you have people that are interested, you really want to just ask them questions, and you can kind of figure out, okay, do you like to do more boot camp type of stuff, or do you like more yoga and Pilates, or what's your ultimate goal? So you basically just ask a bunch of questions, and then you familiarize yourself with the programs, and then you can hook them up with the one that's going to get them the best results. So I feel like that's a big part of what we do. And the other cool thing about this is nobody really knows what Beachbody is, but everyone knows what Insanity and P90X and 21-Day Fix are, because that's what sells, right? That's the thing. We don't sell Beachbody stuff. We sell the programs. And another huge part of our industry is the infomercial business. So we get a lot of customers from infomercials who are up late at night, eating whatever, Oreos and ice cream and watching TV, and then they see all these awesome programs come on and they end up buying stuff. Well, Beachbody actually gives coaches those people that order off of infomercials. So I have a bunch of people that I've never even met, also, and they're just people that have ordered off infomercials, but they're my customers, and then I get to plug them into challenge groups too. So that's just a really cool other avenue. Did you have anything else to add to this one, Nikki?
Nope.
All right. Okay, so maybe this is the question you're all wondering about, is how do we earn? And, everybody comes into this business for a different reason. And so for those of you who are wondering about the financial aspect of this, I do like to just put out there that this is not a get rich quick thing. It's hard to say that, oh, you're going to make this much amount by this time. It's really a reflection of how many people you help, and it's kind of the ripple effect. So but we do have a really awesome compensation plan. You get 25% commission on anything in your website. And if you've ever been to our website, we have a ton of stuff. We have programs, we have Shakeology, we have nutrition, we have fitness programs, we have, not programs, equipment. We have everything on there, and they're always growing too. That's the cool thing about our business, is that we're always, Beachbody's always coming out with new programs and new stuff for us to promote. So it really makes our job pretty easy. And that's the other thing. We don't I forgot to mention that on another slide, we don't have to stock a bunch of inventory. Like I know a lot of other businesses, you have to pay an upfront cost and then you have to actually ship everything out. That is not the case with Beachbody, which is amazing. So anytime everything is electronically based, you can literally run this entire business through your phone or your iPad or your computer. And when someone orders, Beachbody sends it out. You don't have to, not unless you're sending out samples or you want to send a customer something. But anyways, that's cool. So 25% commission on everything, which is pretty awesome. Like Nikki was saying, that we have goals to work towards. So once you start growing a team of your own, you become eligible for team cycle bonuses. And this is the residual income that Nikki was talking about. And I'll be honest, this is where like 90% of my income comes from now, after coaching for 3 years, is these team cycle bonuses. As your team grows, this bonus grows. So it may seem small in the beginning, but it's just a compound effect. And it keeps growing and growing and growing as long as you continue to work and work and work. So those are awesome. Another thing are quarterly bonuses. Once you've grown a certain amount of team, you are eligible for quarterly bonuses, and these are really hefty. And they range anywhere from about $700 a quarter to like $10,000 a quarter, depending on where you are in your business. So I won't go too much into that, but just know that that is an option. And this is a legit business. It's not like, oh, let's sign up and make $20 a week. Like there's huge potential in this. Let's see. And the cool thing is that we get paid every Thursday. So if you're from the regular working world, I used to get paid every other Friday, and that's a long time to wait for a paycheck. So the fact that we get paid every Thursday is really awesome. Am I missing anything there? I think that's about it. Okay. And then this is the other really cool thing. So, if you're sitting there wondering, okay, well, this sounds cool, but I don't know if I'm ready to go all in, but I really like the products and I wouldn't mind sharing it with other people. I just want to show you that you don't have to be an all or nothing type of coach. And like Nikki was saying, she is kind of more of a hobby coach because she has other jobs that she's working, but she still loves this and it's still part of her passion. So she's right there in the middle bubble. She's a hobby coach. I say coaches, but they're really like loyal customers. They just love Shakeology and they love the fitness program. So they just sign up because they want to get 25% off everything. Like we said, we don't have a quota. So we call and I want to just clarify that there's no difference between all three of these little bubbles, except for how much work you're putting into it. So the first bubble is discount coaches. So if you're sitting here and you're like, well, dang, I've ordered Shakeology 2 months in a row. I want to save $15. So message your person and say, hey, I want to sign up to be a discount coach if that's you. Okay, because why not save $15 a month? That's awesome. For a hobby coach, so maybe you already have a job, or you have kids running around, or you just want another outlet and you want to be involved in those challenge groups. So maybe you fall into that middle bubble. Okay. And then you just want to have an outlet to earn extra income. I started off as a hobby coach. I never, ever anticipated it growing into a business and what it has today, but I fell in love with the process and the journey and the people, and it's kept me here growing a business. So just because you sign up as a hobby coach doesn't mean you can't become a business coach. And then for those of you who see the opportunity in this and you get inspired and you're like, okay, I want to go all in with this, message your coach and say, I want to sign up and I want to run this like a business, because that's how it is. If you treat this like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. If you treat this like a business, it will pay like a business. So it just depends on what you want. And the beautiful thing about this business is you tell us what you want to be, and then we will match your efforts. So if you sign up and you say, I just want to be a discount coach, we're not going to bother you about getting a bunch of people involved. If you sign up as a hobby coach, we'll let you run groups with us. If you're business builders, we're going to get you into trainings. We're going to make sure that you make this a business and you are successful too. So that's just cool that you can be any and all of these. Okay, one more thing. When you join our team, excuse me, had to clear my throat. When you join our team, you don't just sign up and you have to figure it all out yourself. We have a new coach training. We have mentorships. We will do one-on-one calls with you if you want them. We have team calls every week, Wednesday nights. We have our Beachbody has a coach a wake-up call every Monday morning. So there's 2 calls that you can get every single week, and that is amazing personal development. We also have live events that you can attend. I am so excited to implant Nikki into this picture for next year because this was taken at our last year's Coach Summit, and this year she's going to be there. And it's just really awesome to see all these people that you cultivate this relationship online, and then you get to meet them in real life, and it's like you already know them because you talk to them every single day, which is really awesome. Through Facebook or messaging and stuff like that, and in the group. So these live events are what I'm super passionate about, because that's when it becomes real life. I'm like, these are the people's lives that we're changing, and we're growing together. And, we work, even though we don't work in a cubicle next to each other, we still work together. Let's see. Okay, obviously financial freedom. That is an option here if you decide to go into the business. I don't like to share too much of my story, but let's just say that this has been tenfold times what I thought it would be. I signed up just wanting to pay off a car payment that we had to do, and we just ended up moving into a beautiful home in Austin, Texas, that I never would have dreamed being possible. And it was, and I have to give credit to my husband's job because he has a good job too, but it would not have been possible if I didn't pursue this Beachbody business. And having a home for my family with a backyard was just something I envisioned. It was my why for a long time. I just wanted I wanted to have a place. We rented forever. We rented, and it would almost every single year we'd go to a new place. And I'm like, I just want a home where I can paint a wall and be happy about it and know that we're not going to move again and have to pack and all that stuff. So anyways, the financial freedom that Beachbody has given me has just been absolutely life-changing. And then also just helping all of your friends and new friends get in the best shape of their life while you're doing it with them. That's all that this business is. It says, hey, do you want to, I'm doing this program. Do you want to do it with me? And so I hope that you can see the awesomeness of our team and like the beauty of joining it, because we want you to be a part of it. And there's so many different types of people that join. I know there's all women here. We actually do have guy coaches, and we have women, we have college students, and we have grandmas. There's no age limit on this. It's up to everything. So let's see. Okay, if you're wondering how to get started, okay, we sold you. You want to be a part of this. You don't know exactly where you're going to fit in, but you want to be a part of it. And I hope that you do. We hope that you do. And it's very simple. So the easiest and best way is to get started with the challenge pack, and Nikki is going to go into that in a second. But a challenge pack is basically a combo. It is a fitness program and Shakeology, and your business fee, which is the $39.95, will be totally free if you sign up with a challenge pack. If you're telling yourself, okay, well, I already got the 21-day fix challenge pack, a couple months ago, you still get that credit. So you actually do pay that $39.95 fee, and then as soon as your website is up, you get immediately reimbursed for it. You just fill out a quick form and get that paid for. So if you've ever bought a challenge pack in the past, all you have to do is pay $39.95, and then you get that back. So it's basically free. If you are a military spouse, if you're a veteran, or if you are an active duty, you can sign up for free. There are no monthly fees, which are awesome. I wish I was military. But the monthly fee is only $15, guys. It's not that much. People take out massive loans to start, a small business or something like that. And this only requires a challenge pack and a continuing fee of $15 a month for your website fee. So, and you actually get 4 websites with that. And that's where everybody goes to order everything. So that $15 fee, and that is whether you're a discount coach, hobby coach, or business coach. That's all over. The only time you don't have to pay that fee is if you're military. So I think that's about it. Did I miss anything there, Nikki?
Nope.
Okay, so Nikki is going to explain the value of a challenge pack.
All right, so a challenge pack is any workout that Beachbody offers with a month's supply of Shakeology. So the value in this and this package is incredible. If you were to buy just the Shakeology alone, you would not, I mean, what is it, like 130, I believe, with it alone, somewhere around. So for just $10 more, you get a workout program. And every month there's something on sale. So 1 month there'll be the hammer and chisel. So you could get that for $140 with the Shakeology. But it's your best value because not only are you getting an amazing product, but you're becoming a product of the product. And that is one of the things that, you know, if you're going to sell something, then you need to be drinking the shake, drink the Kool-Aid.
Uh-oh. Nikki, I think you kind of cut out a little bit. Nikki? Okay, well, I'll just talk through this until she pops back on, but she was basically just saying how awesome the challenge pack is, and whether or not you have purchased a challenge pack or not, or wanting to become a coach, this is where you get started, okay? So if you've never even, if you want to do like a challenge group first, that's still the challenge pack is the way to go, so that you have the workout program so that you can do, and you have the shakes to help you get the best results ever. And you can see some of Nikki's results up here on the right, and this is just the way that you're going to get the best results. But as a coach, if you're wanting to sign up, this is what you need to run your business, basically. And so why would you not get started with everything you need? Nikki, are you back yet? No? Okay. I know her internet was kind of cutting out, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Basically, the first 2 people to join our team, you decide, okay, you know what? Something in this spoke to me. I can tell that this is different. It really is about helping people, and that you want to be a part of it too. We want you to message the person that invited you to this call and tell them that you're going to join, okay? And tell them what challenge pack you're going to get started with. And the first 2 people to do that, we're going to give you a cookbook. And this is just an awesome way to help you even more get started on your journey so that you can eat clean and figure out all those portion controls and stuff like that. So hope you're excited about this, because this is basically how I meal plan, like every week is using this book. So it's really awesome. So anyways, that's going out to the 2 people that sign up first. And this was supposed to be Nikki's. Nikki, you back yet? No? Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and wrap it up here for her, but her little quote here says, life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. And Nikki has done an amazing job at this, and anybody who walks onto her team or decides to join her is walking into an amazing tribe. She's building a really cool team of her own, and she's what I call a lifer, and she'll say it and say it again. She's a Beachbody lifer, and those are the kind of people that you want to be around, because you know that they're not going to go anywhere. And she's always going to be on her journey. What does her other quote say? Where there is no struggle, there is no strength. So it doesn't matter where you are in your journey right now, you can sign up, and Beachbody will change your life from the inside out, and you're going to become a better person. I don't want to say that Beachbody just changes your life and everything's hunky-dory once you get that challenge pack. You actually have to put in the work. You have to do the program. You have to drink the Kool-Aid. You got to be in a challenge group and make friends and stuff like that. But there's no way that you can't be positively impacted by this business if you're giving it your all. So I just want to go ahead and close this out and say thank you so much to anyone who is listening. Please go ahead and message the person who invited you here and let them know how, oh, are you back on? No? Okay. Anyways, let them know how, what you thought about this.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just wrapping up this very last slide. I just kept going. So do you want to close us out here? Nikki, is there anything else you wanted to say about this last slide?
I don't know what you said before.
I basically read your quote, but it's okay. Just go ahead and close this out. Whatever, any last words that you want to say.
Okay. Basically, like whoever you are, and whatever your story is, there's going to be someone out there that connects with that story. It's not about like that. This is one of my favorite quotes. It's not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. So you can be whoever you want to be, and you can make this business whatever you want to make it. So if you want to be like a hobby coach, if you want to be an empire builder, I mean, you can do this no matter what, no matter how many kids you have, no matter how busy you are, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. So that's my final message.
I love it. Yep. And I especially like the quote on the right, embrace the glorious mess that you are. We are all hot messes, and it's fun to just authentically share the struggles that we're going through, and then people can rejoice in the triumph whenever we do something good. And it's just all about, like Nikki said, putting out that vibe and attracting your tribe. So hopefully if you're listening to this call, something spoke to you and you realize you want to be a part of this, and we just want you to know that we want you to be a part of it too.
Yes.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for taking time to listen to this. Let me see if I can exit out of here. Whoop. Here we go. There we go. Now we're live again. Thank you so much for taking time to just listen to our stories and hear. I hope you can see how Beachbody can fit into your life. Thank you, Nikki, for jumping on this call and sharing your story. I love hearing about it. I didn't know that you got married in Vegas, and every time you hear somebody's story, you learn a little new piece about them. And we're all a bunch of onions peeling back layers, and it's just fun to get to experience all that. So please message the person who invited you to this call. Let them know what you thought about it. And, tell them if you want to be a part of our team too, because we definitely want to have you. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Night.